Now, during World War II and afterwards, there were many interesting stories that were happened on as all sides of the all fronts. But today we're gonna talk about the least expected, aka Yang Kyoungjong story.
Oh dear, I've made quite a mess.
Now, to put it simply, who is Yang Kyoungjong? So, by his official story, he was a Korean man that served with IGA and got captured by Russians during Battle of Khalkhin Gol in 1940. Then he got transferred. Then he worked in the Gulag, of course. No, not Gulag, actually in the labor camp. And then he got recruited into the Red Army, and after that he got captured by Weimar and ended up on Normandy. Now, there is a problem with that story. Firstly, there is actually, it's the first flaw of the story is USSR, because if, as I remember correctly, from around 175,000 to 200,000 Koreans lived in USSR at the time before World War II or Great Patriotic War, if you Eastern European happened. Mostly of them live in Far East, but due to Stalin's fear of that there will be some Japanese spies, they were sent not to the Central Asia, aka Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan, but most ended up in two republics, Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Not Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan. Sorry about that. But anyway, I believe, Yang Kyoungjong couldn't serve in the Red Army because first, he wasn't a communist. Well, I believe he wasn't even a Soviet citizen. He was a Japanese POWs who was Korean. Secondly, the he was working, well, as far as my archives go and research. Many South Korean POWs who were captured during the Battle of Khalkhin Gol were mostly deployed on the labor. Labor. They were doing labor in the labor camps and etc. Yang Kyoungjong couldn't teach himself Russian under what he got captured in about 1914. And official story goes that he in 1942 joined the Red Army. So about 2 years you can't learn Russian good enough to speak and understand. The problem is, and also the official photo shows a random man. I believe he was a Soviet Korean who got drafted in the Red Army. He got captured in probably one of his encirclements during 1941, 1942. He probably, I don't know, I can't say it because on the US Navy Media Archive, where the original photo is present, it doesn't tell. The other thing is, I know Wehrmacht had Osttruppen and etc. Troops that were from Ost, aka East. But the problem is with that as we know, Yang Kyoungjong didn't actually serve in the Red Army. So, how did Yang Kyoungjong even appear? So, basically, it started in, I believe, 2006, 2007. Actually, the first post goes to 2006 on South Korean internet. You see where it goes, like, right? But anyway, the problem with this, another problem is that, many of so-called Asians that often really mistaken on the internet by being Koreans and etc. are usually Mongolians, Uzbekistani, Kazakhs, and etc. So people from Central Asia, not exactly from Kazakh, Korean, etc. No, don't say racist, but it's actually common misunderstanding. Offers who does you minorities or development. They also using photos to show that there were Arabians, etc. They show photos of French colonial people that were captured, mostly the battle of France in 1940. Senegalese, Moroccans, etc. The problem is the photos exist because German speak. I think that's it. The artists usually put this is what the center usually put outcome, but I'm more like, what do you think? Yeah, sure, write it in the comments. So, bye, I guess.